Please note that this content is for educational purposes and for adults only. Viewer discretion advised. More details available in the description box.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream with me, Grizzly. This is Grizzly True Crime, and today, as you can see behind me, we're going to be listening to some more jail calls of Stephan Sterns. So they are audio recorded jail calls, and he is speaking to his parents. Now in total, so far, we have there's many files. Some of the calls are just, not getting through to his parents, or the parents not getting through to him. So we have 14 calls that we can listen to, because back in the day, we actually got one. That was like probably 6 months ago. We were able to listen to one. One call, which was from, my word, let me just look at my notes, hold on. May 13th of 2024. So now we have 13 others to listen to. We've already had 2 live streams, and we've listened to quite a few calls. I think we've listened to 3 or 4 so far. Today, I'm going to show you a whole bunch of snippets from all over the place, because I've now listened to them all, and I want to draw your attention to some interesting moments. If you don't know anything about this case, I hope you'll expand the description box. There's a case background right up there for you. There's also a link to the playlist where you can obviously find lots of deep dives, timelines, all of that that you might be looking for, right? Barbara Jean says, did you like this live? I thought you're asking, is it live? We are live, for those of you wondering. Michelle Fisher, thank you so much for your sticker. I hope that you guys have your snarky pants on, because oh my word. Like Stephan Sterns, wow. Like the things he says, oh my word. So get ready. Yes, please like and share so others know we are live right now, and we are going to be listening to this. Madeline Soto was murdered, likely in the early morning hours of February 26th of last year, of 2024. And she had just turned 13. On the last night that she was alive, her mother, Jennifer Soto, sent her upstairs to sleep in a bedroom with her mother, with the mother's ex-boyfriend, Stephan Sterns. Yeah. That's still like something that's just like, really? Why is she not arrested? That is just, what the hell? It's too much, okay? We've already snarked about all that before, so let's just get to it. Teeny Barbara said, oh no, how do I keep missing these lives? I didn't hear any of the calls. You didn't hear any of them? I can actually see that some people didn't see the live streams we've done already in the last few days. I've been covering the trial, but I've also been covering these jail calls. So go and check it out, because we also covered the Stephan Sterns court hearing. And a lot of people are emailing me like, did you see he was in court? And I'm like, didn't you watch it with us? Please go watch the replay of that, right? So yeah, 2 live streams if you haven't heard me react to any of the jail calls. All right, so now what I'm going to do is move myself over here, and I'm going to bring this up here. Let me also say that, as you can see, I'm playing from a video of my own that I've uploaded to my channel. It's an unlisted link, okay? The link is in the description box. So if you ever feel like you just want to listen to them all in one go without any interruptions, the unlisted link is in the description box, okay? So same for content creators. If you don't have these jail calls and you want to react to them, feel free to use that, okay? You could see my logos on there. You could say you got it from me if you want to, but just feel free, because there it is, all right? But here, we're going to be talking about it. We're going to be making commentary. We're going to be reacting, and it's very difficult not to. So what I'm starting you off with today is actually a call for, we're going to bounce around a little bit, okay? Because as I say, I want to show you some interesting bits. There's 2 calls we'll listen to in full, but like, whew, I wrote down in big red writing, play this first on my notes here, because I'm like, holy crap, on my chronological timeline, which includes the one we listened to 6 months ago at 1 hour 45 or so. Damn, like the things that Stephan Sterns says. So here we go. Let's make sure the sound is up. I don't think I need to boost it, but if I do, I will. Are we ready? Okay, here we go. You can see on top, you see the date on top there? Look on top if you wonder, like, who is Stephan Sterns talking to? When is this from? It's all there for you. June 7th of 2024, 7:43 p.m. Stephan Sterns jail call with parents, okay? So here we go.
I guess I took the news pretty well, though.
Well, okay, that's good.
I'm just remarkably call about everything. I've had this overwhelming sense of peace and serenity, and I don't know, maybe that will change, maybe it won't. I don't know. I'm just, as weird as it sounds.
For some reason,
Wow. Sorry, I'm already going to react. You have this overwhelming sense of peace and serenity. Really? You're okay? Your conscience is clear about sexually abusing a girl from the age of around 8, according to what they found on his phone. So that's pretty hard evidence. Pictures, videos, freckles, things they identified him by. His face is in some of the pictures as well. His DNA what is now officially linked to Madeline Soto. There's some new DNA document that came out, so I could show you that at some point, maybe in this live stream as well. But yes, he's just, he's feeling so overwhelmingly calm and serene about this. Oh, but sexually abusing and allegedly murdering a little girl? You're fine, right? Wow.
I thought that we were right around the corner, I guess. Less than an hour from Orlando, and I said, we're 3 hours.
So, I mean, our understanding and impression is that you didn't do this, so why do you feel at peace and serenity with it?
Yeah, why?
I don't know. I guess whatever happens, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, are you going to be accepted? Going to be the fall guy for this? Is that the deal?
Well, I think between that and the prospect of spending the rest of my natural life in a very miserable place before I eventually die alone with no one to care about me or give a shit that I've passed on, I don't know. I think...
Well, I mean, I think whoever's involved in this needs to have justice served on them. I mean...
So just remember, I said it as well yesterday when we listened to other jail calls, that his parents have since, I think, come to terms with that their son did this and he acted alone. That's what they said in an on-camera interview with a channel called Hidden True Crime, and that was in September of 2024. This jail call is from June 7th of 2024. So after speaking to Stephan Sterns, their son, multiple times, they obviously came to terms with, okay, he's probably the guy who did this. I mean, he is innocent or proven guilty. He's got 2 trials coming up, one in May, one in September. The one for May is for child sexual abuse material, CSAM. I see there's still people that don't know what CSAM means, so that's what it stands for, which is a much better phrase than child, PORN. So that's the updated term, CSAM, child SA material. And then he's got another trial coming up in September, and that's for the homicide charge. And that in that one, he's facing the death penalty. And if he's found guilty in May, which I think will be pretty damn easy based on all the evidence they have, so many photos, videos, all that, wow, that'll be an aggravating factor then for the death penalty for the next trial. So, I just wanted to put that in there because at this point, the parents sound like the whole time they don't think he did it at all. And they keep asking him questions, but in later interviews, it sounds like they came to terms with it. Also, yesterday, somebody had said that they think that his parents cut him off since September. I double-checked the jail records that I recently got, which I asked for records from like November of 2024 until present day, which was until like March 9th or 10th. And no, his parents are still very much in contact with him and sending him commissary money and packages and all of that. Okay, so just to clear that up.
If you're not part of this, then let's get that cleared up. I mean, it's not for you, but for the family.
I'm pretty positive that this was all an accident.
An accident. Madeline Soto died from strangulation. An accident, you say? He drove around with her deceased body, a 13-year-old, strapped into his dad's car for hours. And then he was caught on camera moving her body into the trunk. An accident, you say?
I'm not sure that any one person is to blame. Maybe no one's to blame, or maybe everyone's to blame a little bit. I'm not sure, but honestly, there's no grand conspiracy here to hurt her.
were you awake when sent her into the room with you?
Yeah.
And she was fine when she came into your room? What time at night was that?
Maybe 11-ish or so, I'm not sure.
Okay, so she was fine, so what happens between 11 and whenever you found her?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Wow. So what happened between basically Jen Soto sending Stephan Sterns and Madeline Soto upstairs? What happened between that and when you found her deceased? Because in previous calls we'd listened to, he said that he found Maddie and that her lips were blue and her face was pale and she was ice cold and he just couldn't believe it. Like, wow, he couldn't believe the state he found her in. He didn't know she had passed. He said it's not like you feel when someone's ghost leaves their body. It's a discovery, he said. Wow. So now the dad is saying, I really like the dad's questions. The dad is a former police officer. You can kind of tell because he's always like, like they do a bit of small talk, then he's like, all right, straight to the questions, bro. So what happened between the time you went upstairs and you were there with her and then when you found her? And then Stephan Sterns literally says, well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Yes, yes, it is. Yes, everybody wants to know. Except the evidence shows some really sinister things happen, but yeah. Yeah, Stefan Grizzly says, everyone's to blame. Yeah, he's like, everyone's to blame a little bit. Oh, my.
Yeah. I mean, when you say you were out of the room, for what length of time were you out of the room?
I don't know.
15 minutes?
No. I left the room a couple times. The first time I left to go to the bathroom, and second time I was out of the room for maybe a couple hours or so, maybe more. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Well, that was plenty of time for the one-armed man to do it.
Well, without getting into too much detail, she was acting kind of weird before she went to sleep, so I don't know what was going on there. But,
acting weird, like having difficulty?
Just strange behavior, acting loopy.
Do you think he's talking about Madeline Soto there or Jen? Because you just actually never know. Sometimes, when he said in a previous call we listened to, he said he wishes he ran downstairs and he could shake her awake. And I was like, what the hell is he saying? Yeah, he probably means Jen Soto. Like, I wish I ran down there and just shook her awake. Probably Jen Soto. And then really, you were going to tell her? You're going to tell her what? I don't know, man. Or did he? Did he do that? But even now, is he saying that Maddie was acting a little strange, a little loopy? Like, really? You're going to victim blame? I'm cautious with it. I'm like, is he talking about Jen Soto? Because she herself said she wasn't quite herself that day, that she forgot to take her meds the previous day. And she said that she herself felt like she was acting a little weird. That's why, it's interesting that now he's using that story to be like, yeah, she was acting a little weird. Really? You're going to victim blame? Oh, my goodness.
I'm not sure.
Could she have been drugged?
I honestly can't get into too many details just because I don't want to hurt my case, but I have some suspicions in that regard. Whether it was given to her by anyone or whether she helped herself, there are reasons to believe she may have done that as well.
But
I can't.
Okay.
Obviously, can't get into too much detail because
no,
I'll stick
I know.
to the case, and my attorney will tear my throat out with her bare teeth if I flap my lips too much.
Okay.
Well, you must be flapping them to her.
I'm giving notes to her. And one of the social workers whose specialty is dealing with people who are looking at the death penalty. She'll be here Monday, so I'll pass some more notes through her to my attorney, Alicia, and I guess some more lawyers are going to be hopping on board at this point. There's going to be a whole team working on this. But
four more attorneys.
It's going to be an all hands on deck kind of thing.
Well, I had a long conversation with them today, so there's some things that cannot be passed off as you didn't do it, as you know. there's too much evidence to it. But I told them, I said, you're still my son, and I don't hate you, and I'm, you know, I do not believe, in my heart, I do not believe that you killed that child. You loved her too much, and she loved you, and...
Shame. That child is very distancing language, even from Stephan's mother herself. You know, I don't believe you killed that child. Well, the prosecutors believe so. And in fact, while we're here, let me quickly show you something. At that point, let's go here. There's this document that recently, I'll have to resize again, sorry about that. There's this document we haven't discussed yet that recently came out, which goes a little further into the DNA evidence that they have against Stephan Sterns from the FDLE, Florida Department of Law Enforcement. Thank you so much to Grizzly Cat for helping me obtain, you know, all of these records. She regularly contacts all the agencies to find out what they have that's new, because as we know in this case, there are many. So this one, it said results, item 3, buccal swabs represented as being from Stephan Sterns. A complete YSTR DNA profile was obtained from item 3. So remember, item 3 is buccal swabs from Stephan Sterns. Okay, a complete DNA profile from item 3. Then it says, so trigger warning, okay, just so that you know that they are talking about the sexual abuse and murder of a child. That's what this document is about, okay? So it says item 6, left fingernail clippings represented as being from, and that's redacted, which, you know, we can only safely assume is Madeline Soto. And then item 10, left hand swabs represented as being from, and so, sorry, this one, item 6, left fingernails. No YSTR DNA results were obtained from item 6. Right, and then item 10, due to the limited nature of the YSTR DNA results from item 10, this data is not interpretable. And then item 13, breast swabs represented as being from the victim. A complete YSTR DNA profile was obtained from item 13. The YSTR DNA profile from Stephan Sterns, item 3, matches the YSTR DNA profile obtained from item 13. So Stephan Sterns' DNA was on Madeline Soto's breast area. That is even more evidence against him. They already have photos and videos of the sexual abuse that went on, so that's already very strong evidence for the first trial. But then in some of those photos and videos, his face is literally in it. So it's not like they can say, but it's not him. He also has a freckle on his penis, so they can see the freckle in the videos and the photos. Okay, so yeah, I've unfortunately had to see that freckle from these freaking FOIA requests. You're lucky you don't have to see that, okay? One for the team there. But yeah, they've got a lot to prove their case for the first trial. I can't even believe he's taking the CSAM charges, over 60 each charge, representing 10 or more images or videos. Really? You want to take that to trial? Okay, and I understand that maybe the state is not offering him a plea deal right now, because if he's found guilty in that one, it's an aggravating factor for the homicide trial to seek the death penalty. Now let me also go here quickly. Is it this page? Yeah, these are the jail records. I just want to see which one. Oh yeah, these are the jail records that I told you yesterday. We talked about, sometimes we just snark about these because I get them regularly on members only streams. It's not to hide anything. It's just, you know, sometimes it's just like, there's no point. It doesn't help the case. It's just laughing at Stephan Sterns, really sitting there eating his pickles, sardines. Ew. This guy's refusing showers for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. And he's eating sardines, hot pickles, and spicy peanuts. That's gross, man. So when he said that his cell is hot and smells spicy, yeah. Okay, so if I go here quickly, you can just quickly see here, because True Crime with Strategic Eyes said, thanks for clearing that up, because other channels were saying that with authority, which there's this impression that I think people think Stephan Sterns' parents cut him off since September. Doesn't look like it to me. It says 2/3/2025. You see that? Order date. And then inmate, customer info, Chris Sterns. I've redacted, not very neatly, because going one line at a time was getting very tiring. So eventually I'm just like, you know, just like redact all of this, because they show their full address, they show their full phone number, it's public record. So listen, YouTube, I'm not showing anything that I can't be showing. I just actually went the extra step and redacted that for their own privacy. All right. So there it says 2/3/2025. You can see ship 2. And so 13th of the 2nd, 22nd of Feb, 24th of Feb, 1st of March, 1st of March. There's also this interesting other person, which I don't sleuth those out. But if anyone is watching this and you feel like looking that person up, I don't know who they are or what they're sending to Stephan Sterns. But yeah, this person here is sending things. Packages are going there. Books are going there. You know, sweets are going there. So you can see here, order date, the 3rd of Feb of 2025, Rocky Boxer, a thermal top, KOSS, Stealth, spicy refried beans, hot pickles, Keefy coffee, choc chip cookies, all this crap. You see it? But you can just see the dates that they are still, right? And I'm not blind, right? Do you agree that it looks to me, like if I read this, that they're still sending him packages, still sending him commissary? That's what I can see. You know, I don't really expect otherwise. He is their son. So, you know, I don't think that they're going to be cutting him off anytime soon. So anyway, so that is what we have there. Now you've seen this updated DNA evidence 1, this document, as well as some of these jail files. And these ones, this one is not that interesting besides seeing the inmate refuse to shower. You could see I ordered it from December 4th of 2024. All the way up to March 12th of 2025. So just to see, what is he up to? What is he doing? Okay, so we have that. Now let's get back to the jail calls. So hold on one second. I'm just going to make this big again so we can watch this together. Oh, and I'm going to have to resize it, of course. Let's play it while I do that.
And I just don't think it happened that way. So if it was an accident.
We had a lot of wonderful plans for the week, and we were all looking forward to it, and we were all very happy to be reunited. It had been months since we'd all seen each other, and there's no reason that I would have given all of that up for literally no reason to hurt her and traded all that for this.
It still makes me wonder if he was producing CSAM, child essay material, and if he went too far with the sexual abuse, if he didn't mean to murder. I don't know, because he keeps on saying that. He's still accused of murdering her. Doesn't change the fact that she was sexually abused and is no longer alive. I just wonder why he keeps on with that narrative. Is it because he just can't bring himself to tell his parents the truth? Or is it because he's covering for someone else? Or is it because it's not an outcome he expected? I don't know. He said he wasn't himself, he wasn't in his right mind, he just snapped. That's something we listened to the other day, so it's all very interesting to consider.
No, there isn't. But there's jealousy on the other side, too. I mean, if she told you, I hope you don't leave me for my daughter, that tells me that she was thinking about that for a while.
Well, it was said half-jokingly, but, you know.
Half-jokingly.
It's just one of those, you know, again, I don't want to go into too much detail, but...
Okay, hold on. So when he says that Jen Soto said half-jokingly that she doesn't want Stephan to leave her for her daughter, he says, well, she said it half-jokingly. So she said it multiple times, because when we heard her say that in a police video interview, she wasn't joking. She's like, my worst fear is always that this would turn into a Woody Allen situation. Yeah, so she was worried that Maddie would be running off with Stephan. That is like the most inappropriate fear. And if so, why do you send your daughter upstairs to sleep with your ex-boyfriend? Why are you allowing your ex-boyfriend, a 37-year-old man, around your 13-year-old daughter? Right after her birthday party, no less. Oh, my word, I can't even.
There's a lot of shit going on, you know?
Yes, I do. I have nightmares imagining what you're living right now.
I'm okay.
And
it sucks. It's just a terrible place, and I've heard other inmates in the cells next to me talking about it. You know, those that have been in and out of correctional institutions their whole lives, and they say of all the county jails they've been to, this one is by far the worst.
Well, actually, Rebecca said that.
Okay, so now they just talk about how terrible it is and, you know, how unhygienic and unsanitary. And as I say, the link to this unlisted chronological video collection, a little bit of a case file of the jail calls is in the description box for you, okay, if you want to hear the whole thing through. Now I want to go to another timestamp that I've written down for you, which I told myself play the second, and then we'll go back to a different date. So from around here. Yeah, okay, let's just go a little bit back to here. This is from June 15th of 2024 at 9:19 p.m.
Go to prison, but if you're just in jail waiting trial, I don't know why you can't be on an ankle bracelet and come home.
Because suffer.
Suffer. Okay. Yeah, we suffer too. We suffer right along with you.
Yeah. If I went home, that'd be, too tempting for me to do something and not go to trial, probably. So they want to make sure that they have their eyes on me at all times.
Well, then why is it in a bracelet?
But it's like I wouldn't waste too much energy having any sort of grudge or hurt feelings against her. She's suffering too in her own way. So.
There, that's what I wanted to play for you. What? Wow, we've never heard him say that. He wouldn't have any grudges towards Jen Soto. He's telling his parents don't have too much of a grudge towards her because she's suffering too. Wow, okay, that's new. So again, we're at 228.08. Let's just go to here so you can hear it.
I wouldn't waste too much energy having any sort of grudge or hurt feelings against her. She's suffering too in her own way. So.
Not as much as you are, sweetheart.
Well, she lost her daughter.
Yeah?
Her whole world was turned upside down, too.
And you lost, a wonderful person that you love, too.
Yeah. But everyone's world got turned upside down by this. No one is having a good time here. Just remember that,
Has she tried to call you, or have you called her?
No. In fact, I'm under a strict no contact order during at least the trial. I'm not legally not supposed to contact her at all.
Okay.
I think that's pretty much standard operating procedure.
Okay.
And I'm almost kind of glad you guys aren't able to visit me or haven't come to visit me, because I feel like if you were to see my face, you guys would be a lot more concerned.
Why? Did somebody beat you up?
No, it's hard to get beat up in isolation, but I am very thin and my eyes are sunken in and I've got dark circles under my eyes and I look like hell.
I'm sorry, honey. I'm so sorry.
Oh man, now it's another pity party for a while. So we're gonna go skip to 42 minutes. Let's go here. It's around here. Okay, listen here, don't buffer now. Stop that. Okay, so we've listened to those two. Now we're going to the call June 1st of 2024 at 7:48 p.m. We're going to listen to that one. Then we're going to, the full one. Then we're going to listen to June 1st, 2024 at 8:19 p.m. And then we're also going to listen to June 2nd of 2024 at 3:40 p.m. In fact, I forgot one thing. Sorry, hold on. I want to show you the most interesting thing first. So just wait. 2:35. Okay, 2:35. Look at this. Here, Deborah asks Stephan if he was ever a victim of sexual abuse as a child. So listen to this.
In life, about how cavalier and careless I've been, and with all the people and things and whatnot that I love and enjoy. And
Can I ask you a personal question, Stephan?
Sure.
Did anybody ever abuse you sexually?
I don't know about abuse, but I mean, I was kind of sexualized early on.
By who?
Kids in the neighborhood. I had my first French kiss when I was 6 years old. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. Remember Nick Poland on Fall Stars Court?
Was it him?
No, it was his sister.
Oh.
His mom, was it him? Janine says, happy caught you live, G. This mom, she's enabling so much. She's a crybaby. I wonder what Stephan's brother thinks about this. Right? I think the brother distanced himself from the family a long time ago, from what I understand, right? And he's a brother from a different dad, I think. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure he's super, super distant now. And I do have to say that, yeah, the enabling is quite sickening. Even when Stephan said, no, I don't think you should have your hopes up for any conspiracies and like don't have too much, too many grudges against Jen Soto, the mom's still like, no, like the mom wants to blame Jen Soto fully. Now I know that many of us would like to see Jen Soto arrested as well for her role in the neglect of Madeline Soto, her own daughter. All of that, yeah. But to me, it's not one or the other. I think Stephan is exactly where he needs to be. Yeah. Okay, let's keep listening to this.
Samantha. We were all playing hide and seek. I hid in the closet. She found me and planted one on me, and there was her tongue.
Well, she had her mother as a great example.
Well, she was also like...
This mother can snark. He's talking about like his first French kiss, and he's like, do you know that I was 6? And then there was this girl, and there was a tongue, and she says, well, she has her mother as a great example. Oh my word.
A year or two older than us, so who knows what the hell was going on there.
So she was just experimenting. Somebody told her about it, she was trying it.
And then, of course, a lot of the kids in the neighborhood used to go around flashing each other, and me included. Girls used to flash me and stuff, and I don't know. It was a weird time. The 90s were a weird time.
Yeah, it's pretty promiscuous.
Yeah. I mean, even the next door neighbor, Diane, used to, show me what she had going on, so.
Who's Diane?
In California.
The old lady next door?
Her daughter.
Oh.
Her granddaughter.
Oh.
Shame. These parents have got, you can hear the fears, like, yeah, and then my first French kiss, remember this guy? And she's like, was it him? No, it was his sister. And now it's like, oh, remember Diane? And the dad's like, the old lady next door? No, her daughter, okay.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, well, anyway. So.
Well, it's just that, they say that sometimes when you, like children, that you have been an abused child, and it was intimated that perhaps we had abused you in some way.
No, he has never did. And strictly speaking, I'm not actually into younger people like that. As you know, I don't even like most kids, so it's just hard to feel a generalized attraction towards any of them.
Was it just her, or was it other people as well?
I can't get into specific details, but no, it was not a thing with anybody. It was
What?
All right, got it.
Can you believe the words that he's saying? I don't even like most children. Okay, was it just her or others as well? Can't get into specifics. You were trading, weren't you? That's what I think that means. It means, well, no, I wasn't really into other children, really, but yeah, might have a lot of pictures. Yeah, 35,000 found on a USB. Yeah, and 1,700 found of Madeline Soto on his Google Drive. Can you believe all that? Like, don't you feel like you want to hear that again? I've already listened to it a few times. Just like, can you believe what he just said? Let's just see if he said just a little bit more. Then we're going to go to the June 1st calls.
I don't want to get too much into details or
Yeah, I know.
confirm or deny anything officially, anything that could possibly be used against me. I mean, I haven't seen the inside of a courtroom yet, so it would be kind of stupid to be making anything that could be construed as an admission of guilt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering who I needed to go Mama Bear on if they had hurt you as a child.
No, unfortunately, shit was just weird back in the 90s, and unfortunately I got exposed to all that stuff pretty early on.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but none of it was your guys' fault.
Well, that makes me feel better.
Well, I would hope you'd feel better. You have nothing to feel bad about in that regard. I mean, it might have been a little more heavy on the discipline than I would have cared for, but,
Well, look what I had for an example of when I was growing up.
Yeah.
They were a little too heavy on the discipline for what he would have cared for? Is that what he's saying? Yeah, this was a man-child who didn't ever grow up at all. His dad said they tried their best, but no. It was a failure to launch. Yeah. He could just be in his room, play video games, do I don't even know, all the things that he was doing on the internet, collect his toys, work a little bit at Disney, but not really. Wow. I think more discipline could have been required. He's just like, I don't like it. Susan says doesn't like most kids except young girls. Yeah, I don't believe anything he said there. But okay, so let's see.
Well,
We're almost done with this.
I didn't treat you as bad as my mother treated me, so.
Yeah.
And you probably would have been a better father.
But, anyway, there's no point in getting into that.
No.
You know, a while back I would have joked around and said, hey, but I turned out fine, but I can't really say that right now.
Okay.
So,
No, can't say that.
That's awkward.
but, you know, I'm praying every day and still holding out hope and praying to Jesus and asking for his help and his mercy and asking him to help deliver me from this if it's possible, and to continue to give me the strength to endure it and get through it and to continue watching out for her, take care of her.
There's no problem with. She's in the best place she can be, if not here.
Yep.
1 minute remaining.
I must say, Stephan Sterns' mother says that a lot, meaning it was Maddie's time to go. She said that in at least 2 different ways, and now, well, she's in a better place if not here. I mean, no, she was only 13. She had a whole life ahead of her. Her life was going so much better since Stephan Sterns had moved out, since Jen Soto finally kicked the leech out. Even though she invited him back in. Can you help me? Because I need rest for my 2 days off. Wow. Yeah, Stephan says, what about confessing and taking responsibility? Yeah, he's just in there praying, hoping for a miracle, but like, yeah, what about confessing and taking responsibility? No, I don't hear any remorse, no responsibility, just deflection. Julie said, I do not know how you research, capture, and do deep dives with us. Hope you take time for yourself to purge the ugly. Of course I do. Of course I do. I go watch the ducks on Lake Zurich. I've got 3 beautiful cats and obviously a husband. So yeah, no, we know it. Lots of time. We need time off to take breaks from this. Especially it makes me so angry. Like it makes me so upset listening to Stephan Sterns. Oh my word, like he makes me so snarky. By the way, I'm going to be on Core TV on Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern on Vinnie Politan's show. You have to hold me back, hey, because we're going to talk about these jail calls. Don't make me snark too much on national TV because I'm like, ooh, these jail calls, they really piss me off, you know. So at least we can vent over here quite a bit. Mary San Diego said, spoiled brat is what he is. He's such a freaking spoiled brat, man-child. Maggot boy. Oh my word. Thank you, Mary, for that sticker. Now what we're going to do, okay, I've ticked off everything that I wanted to show you there. Now we're going to go to June 1st of 2024, which is at timestamp 42 minutes around here. Okay.
Hey, is this a good time?
Hold on. Yeah, I was on the phone with somebody else, and first time you called in and inadvertently hit the wrong button. Hang on, I'm going to put you on speaker. Hang on. Okay, I got you.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Hey.
He's in as well.
He's always in the well.
Yeah.
He's in a big room.
Yep, very echoey. Oh.
Did you get any of the books we sent yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
But I don't have any notification of anything being sent back either. I had
Okay.
a
All right.
meeting with the mental health director a couple days ago. She said they're going to step me down, take me down a step in custody level. So I'm going to be taken off non-acute status, and as soon as a space opens up in one of the regular isolation cells, I'll be moved to one of those.
Okay, good.
Does that mean that we can get a document to you and we can get it signed now?
Possibly. She said they won't put any restrictions on me.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. And when is that supposed to happen?
What's that?
Well, when is that supposed to happen?
Whenever a space opens up in one of those cells.
Oh, okay. All right.
She's on space. This is a very crowded jail. There's over 2,000 inmates.
All right. And you'll still be in kind of isolated protection?
Yep, I'll still be in protective custody. I'll still be by myself. I just won't be under self-harm watch.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I won't be in any of the self-harm pods.
Okay.
So that's
All right. Well, I guess that's better accommodations. You'll have concierge services.
not likely, but I might actually have a rack to put my mat on, so I'm not going to be on the floor. Maybe I'll have a seat and a table. Who knows? But I won't be surrounded by crazies all the time.
Nice, Stephan. He's gonna have a little elevated area for his mattress. He'll have like a little chair and table so he could eat his pickles there, his saltine crackers. Well, just wishing for a miracle, just hoping somehow, some way I'm going to get out of this. Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Or relatively so.
All right.
That should be an improvement at least.
All right. Sounds good.
Yep. Any other news or updates on your end?
No. Everything's still status quo. Somebody sent us a link to a YouTube video that.
And now we enter the chapter of YouTube snark. So when I say these freaking YouTubers, we're going to hear a lot of that right about now. They don't actually name any of them. But yeah, they claim to not watch the YouTube videos, but they sure know a lot about it, and they quote from them. Like, for example, once upon a time, way back in the day, we as a community speculated where the hell Jen Soto could be. And one of those speculations was, you know what, maybe she's not arrested because she's in a mental health facility, and that was pure speculation. We have not had any confirmation that she's actually in a mental health facility. There's no evidence of that. What we know is that she was last at her sister's house. Right? So I think some other YouTubers even found her location and like drove past. So okay, so but they they quote that as fact. As like, yeah, she's in a mental health facility. She's getting better meals than you, Stephan. Yeah, and but that's not fact. That's from YouTube videos. They are watching the YouTubers, and they were even on a YouTube channel to snark about other YouTubers. She was like, wow, we were part of that. We were part of that. I reacted to that. Some people asked, when are you going to react to it? I did. It's on the playlist. So just check it out on the thumbnail. It says Stephan, it says like his parents' interview, and then there's other writing as well. It's one of those. I did a whole presentation summarizing what they said and reacting to it, if you missed it. Eleni, thank you so much. And Farmer White Hair said, I think they are drawing out a confession from him. I hope so. I hope we have more jail calls. I'm continuously asking as well, hey. So we've got May and June. What about July, August, September, October, November? When are those going to become available?
That, these amateur sleuths just are relentless. I mean, they just go down any and every path they can go, and so this link to this YouTube video had tracked all your internet activity and all the sites that you had joined.
Dark web.
The dark web, whatever, but some of the offbeat websites. So I'm sure you know what I'm referring to without me having to name them.
Okay.
He's like, okay, so these YouTubers, you mean they've used like some OSINT tools and they found out what I look at? Now, I have not done that. I don't know. I don't even think I've seen that video. But he's like, okay, yeah, people know. You're in the spotlight now, buddy. Joshua Tolley said, how dare people online talk about a guy who's facing the death penalty? What is this world coming to? I know, right? My goodness.
So I'm just telling you that all that should exist out there. And, oh, by the way, I sped through this 2-hour YouTube video, and your former roommates at the townhome that you rented have ratted you out in ways and fabricated stories about a shared network drive and video that had been recorded, and supposedly approached your mother about them, threatening to disclose you in these videos and that we paid them off, which was total bullshit. We've never heard about this until these videos and these asshole friends of yours have managed to get themselves on these YouTube channels and disclose all sorts of shit. Because I can tell you this, if any one of them, and we know who we're talking about, had come to us with that, we would have told them, feel free to do whatever you want. We're not paying you jack shit. If somebody had done something, I suggest you pursue it with them or the authorities, but don't bring this up to our attention ever again. I can assure you that we would not have paid off anybody. It wouldn't have been our problem, and we wouldn't have paid for it, period.
So my former roommates are trying to blackmail you into paying them off?
No. They're claiming that they had supposedly come to us and blackmailed us and that we paid them money, which they've described it in two events, one at a restaurant and then your mother supposedly showing up at the townhome with a manila envelope. And you and I know, and we all know, that is bullshit.
Yeah. That's
didn't happen, didn't exist, never did it.
It never happened.
And if they had done that, I would have said, go ahead and do whatever you want. You're not getting a penny from me. It's not my problem, so don't even come to me with it, period.
Are they aware that blackmail and coercion is also illegal?
Oh my word, Stephan Sterns now saying what's illegal. Is he aware of what's illegal? Is he aware he's facing the death penalty? Misconduct just asked, were the parents aware at this point of the CSAM charges? Yes, that's the first thing he was charged with. It took until April to charge him with murder. Initially, when he was arrested on February 28th, that's like 2 days after Madeline Soto was last seen in his vehicle, unfortunately deceased. Yeah, he was arrested because of what they found on his phone. So CSAM charges, over 60 were first. It was sexual battery and then all the CSAM charges and later the murder charge. So yes. Kathleen says yes, but are you sure that mommy didn't pay them off? Yeah, she's awfully quiet right now. I don't know. I don't know. But she's like, these asshole friends of yours. I think all the friends would agree that the asshole's this one right here. This one right here. Okay.
Well, it's kind of a moot point when you're looking at the number of years ago this was. And right now, it's their word, it's hearsay. But I'm just telling you what these amateur sleuths are repeating. Matter of fact, they even said that we owned the townhome, which we didn't.
We've been living in $1 million homes, and you were a spoiled, rotten kid because of it. And I'm thinking, we've never been in $1 million home.
But anyway, I'm just telling you the bullshit that goes on out there, which is why I don't pay attention to these YouTube videos. But I'm just telling you,
you sure know a lot about these YouTube videos, and you were interviewed by a YouTuber. They're like, these freaking YouTube videos, speeding through them. I do like the speeding through, okay? That I can give credit for. 1.5 speed, sir? What is it? 1.5, 1.75? What's your speed? For me, I like 2 times speed. Indy, thank you so much for your sticker.
Former roommates have, done a nice job of sabotaging or discrediting your character and what have you. So.
No, I think Stephan Sterns did that all by himself when he sexually abused a child for about 5 years, based on the evidence. Yeah, I know he's still going to trial, but good luck with that, Stephan Sterns. As for the homicide, yeah, innocent till proven guilty, we shall see. But as for the rest, I don't think anybody needed to help Stephan Sterns tarnish his own reputation. No amount of YouTubers or asshole friends could ever make that worse for him. It's as bad as it can be, which is why he's facing the death penalty. I mean, it's like really bad charges, you know? So, yeah, and never mind how he speaks, how he is, how he lies. I mean, think about the initial interviews when he's like, okay, I last saw Maddie when I dropped off at school, and she was like rummaging through her backpack and all of that crap. And now hearing these jail calls where he's like, I found her and her lips were blue and her face was pale and she was deceased. And okay, so now you're admitting you found her deceased. I mean, he's not yet admitting that he murdered her. But okay, then you drove around with a child's deceased body strapped into your dad's vehicle for like 2 hours. And then you moved her body to the trunk. Then you went back to Jen Soto's house and hung out with her for a little bit with 13-year-old Madeline Soto's body in the trunk. Then you just went to dispose of it, just like threw it in the bamboo. What in the hell? Just think about all that when you put that all together. It's really no one but him made his reputation the absolute worst that it could possibly be. It's definitely not any YouTuber's fault, and it's definitely not any asshole friend's fault.
Everybody's jumping on the bandwagon, you know, throwing you under the bus and what have you, but I'm just relating this story of that's been repeated a few times about some video being recorded in the townhome, and that they came to us requesting, and we pleaded with them not to disclose it, and we paid them off, which is just absolute bullshit.
You should be very careful about that because they're seriously opening themselves up to a lawsuit for defamation.
Yeah, they should be so careful about it, says the high and mighty Stephan Sterns, as he sits in his unsanitary and unhygienic cell, eating his pickles. The ants follow him everywhere, okay? He's with all these other crazies, and he just likes to read books. And these friends should be very careful because they're opening themselves up to lawsuits, he says.
Well, you know, it takes money to sue somebody, and you have to prove it, and so no one's going to take a case like that pro bono, and it's not worth chasing. And you have to prove damages, and we haven't suffered any damages. But I'm just telling you the bullshit that's floating out there.
That's crazy.
Yep. But anyway, you know, they've done their search, and they've discovered some of these websites that you've subscribed to, participated in, or what have you. So I'm just giving you a heads up that they are leaving no stone unturned as they go down a rat hole chasing this shit.
Crazy.
Yep.
So crazy how these sleuths are just like chasing down what Stephan Sterns was subscribed to. No, let's read the room. What's crazy is what he was doing on the dark web. What's crazy what he was saying even on Reddit. What's crazy is what they found on his phone and on a USB drive. Yeah, what's crazy is that he's accused of sexually abusing a little girl for about 5 years and murdering her. Yeah, that's crazy. He's like, crazy, these people just looking into my internet activities. Sure. Kim Casey for Justice is that being a part of the Grizzly fam. Thank you so much. I hope you'll join the members stream right after this. Rowena Rains, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Don't even try to figure out why they did it, because we can't figure out why they did it, except
Who did it?
the roommate.
Okay. All right, we moved on past that.
Yeah, but the thing is that
I quite like the snark between the parents. Who? The roommate. He's like, okay, yeah, we moved past that. Oh my, you know, so yeah, somebody, Kay Wilson said, Deborah seems suspiciously quiet during this conversation, doesn't she? It's very quiet, very quiet.
these YouTube sites give people a chance to talk with complete immunity, because they never check them, they never fact check them, they don't care about the facts, they just care about getting people to click on and pay them money for the YouTube site. So.
And supposedly these hosts of these YouTube channels pay these people to provide this information.
You really think that? You think that these YouTubers are paying people to talk to them? Especially not where they were. Nobody's paying nothing for those kids. It's just like, you know what, supposedly as well, these YouTubers are like paying people to say all these things. My word, and then this becomes a pity party again for Stephan Sterns, look.
As well, so whatever that's worth.
And some roommate.
Oh yeah, the roommate. That's really funny. So reading this interview of the former roommate said that both you and were grossly overweight, and you both had gastric bypass. I mean, I'm just telling you, this shit is just what? I don't. They didn't disclose her name, okay? But you know, to say that you had gastric bypass, which you've never had, and that you were grossly overweight, which you never were, again, is the bullshit that's just floating out there on these YouTube channels.
Well,
So, parents, are you telling me that Stephan Sterns has 3 belly buttons? Because that's what we said when we first saw the police undress him. And holy crap, there's the unredacted, yeah, no, blur all that, please, oh my word. But like, you know, don't worry, on my channel it's all blurred, okay? It has to be. But yeah, the first time I saw that, I'm like, why does he have 3 belly buttons? And then everybody in the chat was like, no, G, no, that's from gastric bypass surgery. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, that makes sense. Now his parents are saying he never had it. Okay, so I'm just gonna say that out of interest, not to body shame. I'm just like, really? He has 3 belly buttons? Go look at it again. Go look at his police video interview when they say, don't you get squirrely, man, or you will eat carpet. That's one of my favorite quotes from the police, what they say to Stephan Sterns. Don't you get squirrely, man. You will eat carpet. Love that. There, when he takes his top off and he's just about to take his pants off. Yeah, he's got 3 belly buttons. The hell? Anyway, AL said, not gonna lie, Stephan, that is kind of funny with his commentary. I can't help but laugh a little. Yeah, he asks good questions in between as well.
Some had gastric bypass, but
Yep.
it's not a big deal these days.
Understand. But they're saying that you had it, you know?
They're saying that she refused to take her bipolar meds, which she was very forgetful, you know, and didn't do a lot. But they were saying that it was not ADHD, but they thought she was autistic. And like going, no, she wasn't. She wasn't autistic.
It was a question mark. Now, you had one doctor.
What do you mean they were saying it? Yeah, all these asshole friends. I'm just quoting them. I'm not calling the friends assholes at all. All these asshole friends. If I was, I'd say it in my own accent, asshole. All these asshole friends, but with these YouTubers who paid them off. And they were saying that you had gastric bypass surgery, and they were saying something about, I guess they talk about Maddie now having like ADHD and autism. And like, why would they say that? Because your own son said it. He said it on freaking interview number 1. Him and Jen were like, yeah, she's got ADHD and she's, you know, she's on the spectrum and just, yeah. Oh, didn't mention the asthma. We spoke about that. But story number 1 with Stephan Sterns and Jen Soto's own narrative, their own media interviews, they were saying it. So to be like, these freaking friends are going on these YouTubers' channels saying this? Yeah, okay.
Saying that she was possibly on the spectrum, another saying, no, it doesn't seem like it, she's just ADHD. And other doctors didn't know, so it was a question mark.
Yeah. But anyway, it's a 3-ring circus out there with these YouTube channels, which is why I don't watch them. Your mother doesn't watch them, but every now and then somebody sends us a link to something. And like I said, I sped viewed it and, you know, came away with a little bit of information and a lot of bad information, misinformation, inaccurate information, but it is what it is, and so I'm not going to bother with it. You know, you have to consider the source and the validity of it, and everybody's highly speculative about whatever they come across, and then they try to make something monumental out of it that just doesn't exist, you know.
Okay, let's not paint everyone with the same broad brush.
I don't know how they can even find jurors that haven't listened to some of this crap.
Yeah.
They can't.
It's tainted. They're just tainted.
Yeah, because Stephan Sterns knows they can't find, like, I can't have a fair trial. Okay, you can. As the prosecutor said himself in the last hearing, where the defense was just like, these YouTubers, and they were naming YouTubers and they were showing, look at them talking about the case. Yeah, this is social media. Welcome to 2025. What the hell? But like, these people are talking so much about it all over the world. No chance of a fair trial. There is. The prosecutor said if you interview 100 people, maybe 5 will know about the case. And that's how it is. I know we're like in it. We're in it from all over the world. This is an international audience, right? But not everybody there in Osceola County will know about it. Even if they change to a new venue, they won't. There is. You can have a fair trial.
The whole thing is tainted now.
Yeah, they might have to shop it out to a different venue, but even at that point, I think it's going to be hard to find anyone who hasn't heard about all this.
Yeah.
Well, that's true, and the minute they do hear about it, they're going to go in, and even though they're not supposed to, they're going to go in and check the internet, and they're going to see these things, they're going to believe this stuff because they don't know.
Let's not make all jurors out to be like unethical, that like even if the judge says you may not, that they're going to. They're not going to. Jurors mustn't, wouldn't. They've got to abide by the law themselves. They've got a very important responsibility. So no, you can't just say they're gonna. Shame.
Know the difference between truth and non-truth?
Fact and fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's nothing, you know, if I go in and say, you know, you people are idiots. You know this never happened, and I can't do that because it won't do you good.
You don't want to engage with it.
So, no, don't want to give them. They're not worthy of the merit of any comments, and they can just enjoy themselves.
But here you are. Well, now we're commenting on it still because they're not worth any of our time, not worth comments, but yet you'll spend, when you only have a 15-minute jail call, here they've got 15-minute segments, you know what I mean? Roughly, approximately. Some of them are like 16 minutes long or so, you know? You're going to spend that time talking about this, though. So if it wasn't worth talking about, then don't talk about it.
Then when the truth comes out, then, you know, they'll have to do a lot of backtracking. Yeah, right, okay, sure. But anyway.
You know, I will tell you this, Stephan. You know that we're saved people. You know that we're Christians, and you know that these people came to us many times for help in their living situations, and you know that we helped all of them. I don't understand why these kids think it's so wonderful to jump on this bandwagon and crucify us when we were there for them when they needed us. I don't understand that.
Well, it's because we have stallings out for various reasons, and they can't resist the temptation to kick me while I'm down because they think they can do it with impunity.
Absolutely.
They didn't have the balls to do it while I was free.
What's that?
So they didn't have the balls to do it while I was free.
Yeah.
Well, they were jealous. You know who was always the one with the little, very, very something on his back? The mouse. He was always so jealous of you. He's so jealous of you. And
He is so jealous. I hope those friends are watching with us. Are you? Make yourself known. You are welcome here. Those friends who talk to the freaking YouTubers. Send me an email, grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com. Because it's like, you know that one little friend, Stephan? Yeah, he was always so jealous of you. And then says, he is so jealous of you. I don't think anybody is jealous of this maggot boy right here. Nobody is jealous, okay? There is nothing, literally nothing, to be jealous of. Not when he was free and not now when he's incarcerated. Zero.
He sabotaged me at every turn. I mean, if you remember when I was working Quiznos, I was in line for management, so he started working there. Then suddenly everyone's attitude towards me changed, and he became a manager.
Yeah.
well, that's what he does.
And, you know, there were people in our friends group who, for some reason, were under the impression that I was a complete moron.
Well, we like that, friend, because now we're all under that impression as well, that Stephan Sterns is a complete moron. Okay, disclaimer for YouTube. YouTube doesn't like it when you snark too much, not even at criminals. Can you believe that? They're like, tone it down, lady. We will take your video down. So let me just put a disclaimer out there. Listen, YouTube, we are just snarking. It's cathartic, okay, about this guy who's been accused of murdering a 13-year-old girl. And there is evidence against him that he sexually abused her for 5 years, okay? We need to snark a little bit. So if I would like to quote a friend, if I'd like to quote him himself, actually, he just said that people thought he was a complete moron. I'm gonna.
Well, they should check your IQ score.
Well, I know you.
Check that IQ score, everyone. He's a very clever little boy. He's the smartest guy in the jail. Yeah. So smart. Oh my goodness. Vicky, Reese's mom, said if they had known what he was doing, I'm sure many of them would have had the balls, right? Thank you so much.
He was backstabbing and trying to put himself above me at every opportunity.
Yeah.
Found out a while back that he was even stealing my possessions and selling them.
Says the literal thief who allegedly stole a Rolex from his parents, who Jen and Maddie at one point assumed had stolen Maddie's Christmas money. He's like, yeah, this other guy, he was stealing stuff and selling it. That sounds like you, bro. You're projecting now.
Like what?
Airsoft guns. I mean, my street board went missing. A lot of my Pokemon cards went missing. There's a one missing warning.
Are you talking about when you got the roommates, he was stealing your stuff and selling it?
Yep.
No surprise.
No.
I believe that.
He needed to support his lifestyle somehow, and did the same thing with his parents' crap too. So.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah, again, deflecting and projecting. That sounds exactly like him. Is he looking in his plastic mirror right now in his jail cell while he's talking? You know, is he like, okay, let's talk about myself, but let's pretend it's someone else. Analytical one said, G ain't playing today. I love it. Thank you so much all for being here.
I know he peddled his dad's pills.
Yeah, he was a first-class citizen. We all know that, which is why he got kicked out of his house.
Yep. And anyway, I'm going to call you back in 15 minutes if I can, because we got the 1 minute warning.
All right, later.
All right, bye.
Okay, now we're going to listen to the next one from June 1st, 2024 at 8:19 p.m. Okay, here we go.
Hey, I'm back.
Yay.
So, I spent the last 15 minutes thinking about these yahoos.
They aren't worth the time.
Can't believe that. It's
No, it's true.
for all of them that they would try to do this crap.
You know, these are the same ones that came to you for help and were always saying what a good friend you were, and you would keep all their secrets for them and stuff. But yet they don't have any secrets of yours, but they'll make them up just so that they can make themselves sound big on YouTube. You know.
Yeah, because that's every civilian stream, to be like, I'm going to be so big on YouTube. I'm going to talk to a YouTuber, and then I'm going to be like internet famous. I don't think anyone wants that. They just want to be like, holy crap, I knew this guy. And he was a little weird. I had a bit of a hunch, but this is too much. This is like, let me tell you what I know. No one's trying, they're making YouTube to be such a huge deal. Oh my word. Okay, so yeah, he's still thinking about these friends. How dare they? How dare they say such things about him? They are being ugly to him, you guys. Okay.
Yep.
It's a sad situation when people are that desperate for attention.
Yep.
Especially when Sir Lancelot was the one going to community college to learn how to be a computer programmer, and he's the only one who could have set up a network if there ever was one, so forget that. That's bullshit.
I'm
You know, he did it if anybody did it.
Paid for information and decided he would make some stuff up and get paid on my account.
Yep.
Whoever paid him ought to get a refund because he fleeced them.
That friend has fleeced that YouTuber. Better tell that YouTuber, listen, you got ripped off.
Care? Do you know how much money they made off of it?
How?
To have all this.
Do you know? Because I bet you nothing. Nothing. YouTubers aren't paying guests to be on there, and if they are, they might actually say it, but definitely not where they were.
Purulent information on you to have people click on. These people are vultures. They're worse than that.
Oh yeah.
Because they don't wait till you're dead to feed on you.
Yeah. Well.
They are vultures. They are worse than vultures because they don't wait until you're dead to feed on you, says the mother of an accused child killer and sexual predator. Like, hello. Like, read the room. These people are... I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe what I'm hearing here. Christine Bissett said, member for 6 months, loving the Snark Fest tonight. Thank you so much. It's what we need on a Saturday, isn't it? We have to listen to these calls together. I cannot listen to them alone anymore.
Anyway, how are you doing?
Well, you know, I'm hanging in there. Keeping up as best as I can. Did a little bit of exercise today.
Good.
Push-ups, crunches, squats, leg lifts, whatever.
Whatever you can do.
Well, see if you can ask somebody about the book order and see, I don't know how long it takes to have these items delivered, but I don't know. We haven't gotten any indications that they've been returned, so they're in the system, so I don't know how long it takes for you to get them.
Yeah, I haven't gotten any indication that they've been returned either, so still waiting to hear on that. But been praying a lot.
Good.
And,
He hears you. God hears your prayers.
We've been praying for deliverance as well, but I don't know.
Well, Proverbs tells you how to live. Romans tells you how God forgives. So those are the two I would look at.
I've been praying to Him to deliver me from all this and give me a chance to get my life back on track. But
How about no? Access denied. No, sorry, Stephan, you're not going to get that. Now, Stephan Grizzly says, your eyebrow, G. The behavior panel says that the eyebrows are the billboard to the soul. And I'm like, oh. Yeah, they even say some people, they raise one brow. Yeah, very skeptical, huh? Very snarky and skeptical. So yeah, my eyebrows, I can't help it, okay? Read my body language. It's like, what am I hearing? What are these people saying? Oh my goodness, it's so sickening, you know? Sure. Ramona, thank you so much.
there might be some kind of slim chance, but I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to jinx anything or get anybody's hopes up. But I'm going to try. Worth a try anyway.
No. They need to get her out of the hospital where she can be interviewed by the police.
I thought you don't watch YouTube videos because that's coming directly from YouTube videos. That's speculation that Jen Soto is in a mental health facility. There's no one, no one knows that for certain. We just thought it. Why is she not arrested? What is happening here? Is she never going to be arrested? Maybe she's in a mental health facility and they can't arrest her right now. That's what we said. I'm sure other YouTubers said it too. We were all wondering. Okay, it's speculation, but it's like, yeah, they need to get her out of that mental health facility. Okay, quoting it as fact, which it is not.
They need to bring all her family in, all those bitches that was sitting there at the grandmother's house calling 911 and being ugly to the 911 operators.
Oh my word. Anyone hear the song True Colored? Wow. All those bitches, huh? The mother said you got to get Jen out of that mental health facility and then get all those bitches basically rounded up so that you can. They were ugly. They were ugly to those 911 operators. What? They were trying to report Madeline as missing, and the police took like 3 hours to even respond to the call. A child going missing is a huge deal. So, being ugly to them, no. Being like, what are you doing? Why are you not taking this seriously? And really, you're going to snark at Jen Soto's, actually Madeline Soto's grandmother and aunt, you're going to snark about them being ugly to 911 when your son is accused of sexually abusing her for 5 years at least, it could be more, and murdering her. But yeah, round up all those bitches. Can you believe it? Oh my word. Southern Cali B says, yes, you're absolutely right about one thing. We are vultures and want attention, but for Maddie, not Stephan Sterns, justice for Maddie. Shame. Yeah, so let's just go back a few seconds there so you could hear it again. Wait, like that, somewhere here.
Give me a chance to get my life back on track, but there might be some kind of slim chance, but I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to jinx anything or get anybody's hopes up. But I'm going to try. Worth a try anyway.
No. They need to get her out of the hospital where she can be interviewed by the police. They need to bring all her family in, all those bitches that was sitting there at the grandmother's house calling 911 and being ugly to the 911 operators. They already knew what had happened. They all knew. And none of them were acting scared. None of them were acting concerned. They were talking like we're talking now. Like there wasn't really anything big going on.
Okay, let's break that down. So she's saying that Maddie's grandmother and aunt and them were just being ugly to the 911 operators. They didn't sound scared or concerned. Well, I think they sounded concerned. in their defense, I think they sounded concerned. Like, what? Maddie's missing, what? I think the ones who didn't sound scared or concerned were Jen Soto and Stephan Sterns. And then saying they were talking like we are now. Yeah, and at that point, let's say, if you're making the comparison, Mrs. Sterns, you're saying that they were talking like we are now. But now is worse, because then it was a missing teenager. It could have been a runaway. She could have gone to the woods for a bit. That's what we all thought. We were right there from the beginning of this case, like, holy crap, Madeline Soto is missing. Share the flyer, share the numbers. Hopefully she's found. She said to her friend she's going to go to the woods. Yeah? Okay, but now they were talking like we are now. Except now, which is June 1st of 2024, you know your son's been charged with 60 counts of child SA material and also homicide, because that happened in April. So why are you talking so calmly about this now? It's worse. It's way worse. Stephan says, give me a chance to get my life back on track. That's the sentence of the day. Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't get so carried away with any conspiracy theories.
You don't have to be a conspiracy theory to see the writing on the wall.
Well, at any rate, that's probably not going to help me anyways.
Well, don't give up anything. Don't give up on anything.
Well, I'm not. I'm holding on to hope until there's nothing left to hold on to.
Well, when you get to the end of the rope, you tie a knot in it and still hang on.
Oh, when I first got here, I was praying to God for strength and serenity, and, He's given me that. Especially lately, I've noticed I've just been overcome by an overwhelming sense of calm and serenity.
Okay, so that's what we heard earlier. Now, the thing is, when his mother says, when you get to the end of the rope, you tie a knot and you still hang on. I don't think that's good advice. Just own up to what you did. That would be better. Not like holding on to hope that I'm going to get out of this somehow, some way. No. Just fess up, bro. Fess up. Do the right thing. Spare all the family and everyone from these trials. It's going to be horrendous. Tish Pom Fritz says, spring is almost here. Thanks for being consistently awesome. Thank you so much. I guess you mean spring weather, because the spring solstice already happened. Spring is my favorite season, so I keep track of that solstice, okay? That was on the 20th of March. So it is officially spring, everyone, in the Northern Hemisphere, of course. Emily says, sadly, the mom isn't seeing the writing on the wall. I know, right? It's like, wow.
Oh, good.
He's working on you. I pray for every day. I pray for him to put fences of protection around you. And to hear you calling him.
I have been, and thanked him for granting me that serenity. Just been thinking about, how he works, how he uses hardship as a vehicle to move you.
Yeah.
Human
I was in the kitchen making sandwiches, and I started laughing in the kitchen because we were talking about all these people saying stuff, about networks being set up and videos and blackmail and an envelope full of cash. And I'm thinking, damn, they've been watching some movies, haven't they?
I know, I was thinking that too. It sounds like a bad spy movie.
I know.
If you go to the house to pay them off, why would you have bothered putting the cash in a manila envelope if you were going to be inside the house?
Who knows? But then the other one is that I went to a restaurant and slid it across the table to them.
I know. Like, what is that? Why not both payments at the house? Wouldn't that have made more sense?
Well, none of it makes sense, and I keep telling Chris, I said, why can't I just offer to go take a lie detector test and put all this to bed? But
And if you're going to bring a large wad of cash, why would you take it out of the bank envelope to put it into a big manila envelope just to take it inside to a house and hand it to somebody?
Yeah, let's nitpick what the friend said on a YouTube page, because that's what's important now. Okay. Honeybee said, can't wait for you to cover this trial, Grizzly. We want justice for this poor, sweet girl. Yes, we do. And in case anyone's wondering, hell yeah, I'll cover the trials. Of course. I don't know if the first one will be streamed given the nature of the charges, but you never know. If it is, we'll be there. As long as YouTube can tolerate it, because some of the things they'll say and show, I don't know. I don't think they'll broadcast it, but I don't know about the May one, if it'll be live streamed or not. If the homicide one is, whichever one is, we're going to be covering it for sure, okay? So make sure you subscribe, notifications on, because we're going to be there. The first trial is set for May 5th until the 21st of 2025. Heather Whatever says they can't handle the truth, so have no tools to pass on to him, in my opinion. Oh dear.
Why would I give it to those wads of bubble gum anyway? They have the mental capacity of a 2-year-old.
He was a terrible liar anyway. He lied about big things. He lied about little things. He lied to women all the time. He lied just to, I don't know, make himself seem cooler or maybe gain more acceptance. But he just lied. He was one of those people that lied for no reason. It's like, buddy, you don't have to lie. Like, we already like you. You're already our friend. There's no need.
Notice how quiet Stephan Sterns' dad is right now. Because Stephan, according to the dad, is like when his lips are moving, he's lying. He's the biggest liar. And he's busy here snarking at a friend, saying, that friend, like, listen, buddy, why did you have to lie? Yeah, Julie, you caught that, huh? The mom called one of the friends, or all the friends actually, wads of bubblegum with the mental capacity of a 3-year-old. Yeah. So just listen how he talks about this friend lying.
Like, what is that? Why not both payments at the house? Wouldn't that have made more sense?
Well, none of it makes sense, and I keep telling Chris, I said, why can't I just offer to go take a lie detector test and put all this to bed? But you know.
And if you're going to bring a large wad of cash, why would you take it out of the bank envelope to put it into a big manila envelope just to take it inside to a house and hand it to somebody?
Why would I give it to those wads of bubble gum anyway? They have the mental capacity of a 2-year-old.
He was a terrible liar anyway. He lied about big things. He lied about little things. He lied to women all the time. He lied just to, I don't know, make himself seem cooler or maybe gain more acceptance. But he just lied. He was one of those people that lied for no reason. It's like, buddy, you don't have to lie. Like, we already like you. You're already our friend. There's no need to lie or build yourself up, you know?
Because they're a habitual liar, and it's hard when you're a liar to keep the truth straight because you change it every time you tell somebody something.
Look in the mirror. Oh my goodness. Like at this point, June 1st of 2024, and you're saying that about one of Stephan's former friends? Well, he's a habitual liar. Yeah, I can't even keep track of all his lies. Neither can your own son. Holy crap, just listen to all the calls yourself. There's a link in the description box it's an unlisted link to the chronological jail calls, okay? It's all labeled for you. It's all chronological if you want to check it out. It's an unlisted link, so you got to find it in the description box, okay? Oh my word. Like just listen to the whole narrative, watch all the media interviews, watch the police video interviews, watch all the thing, and you will very quickly tell that Stephan Sterns lies his ass off at all times. To the camera, to the media, to the world, to his parents, to everybody. So like, really? This is why we say enabling. No one's trying to unfairly snark at the mother of a accused child killer. No, it's not unfairly. It's like, how many times are you going to enable this guy? Like, you're literally going to be like, nope, nope, these wads of bubblegum, these asshole friends, these liars. Like, hello. Look at Stephan Sterns himself.
I just used to laugh it off and dismiss it.
Yeah, well, it's weird. Just some weird. They're so weird. I don't know.
Yeah. Whatever. He was probably counting his money, walking away laughing, saying, thank you, Stephan.
Yeah, probably.
He was counting all his YouTube money, which he never got. Being like, thank you, Stephan. I got paid off to say all this stuff about you, like whatever. Kay's Beautiful Struggle said YouTube didn't seem to have an issue with the Jarvis Butts preliminary hearing, and those text messages, those were, oh my goodness. So I did censor them, but yeah, the original feed is still up there. So maybe they will stream the trial. Oh, that's going to be so horrifying to hear, but we've already heard so much, of course, so we are ready for it. If they're live streaming the trial, we'll be there. Rian the Diva said, geez, these people are something else. Damn, right? It's like it's really shocking.
Just these people have they don't have a moral compass. They have no conscience. They have nothing redeeming about them. I'm sure God can find something, but he's going to have to dig. And I don't think they're looking to him for anything anyway. So
They definitely did have.
You're literally saying that Stephan Sterns' former friends have no moral compass, no redeeming qualities about them. You're saying that to your son, who's sitting in a jail cell in isolation because it's way too dangerous for him to be out and about, based on what he's accused of doing. No moral compass, huh? No redeeming qualities. Yeah, I would say that about Stephan Sterns.
Have any honor or integrity. It's one of the reasons I ended up cutting them out of my life.
Wait, you got to hear him say that.
these people have they don't have a moral compass. They have no conscience. They have nothing redeeming about them. I'm sure God can find something, but he's going to have to dig. And I don't think they're looking to him for anything anyway. So
They definitely didn't have any honor or integrity. It's one of the reasons I ended up cutting them out of my life.
no.
It just took me too long to do it.
Yeah, it took him too long to cut out those friends. They have no honor or integrity, says Stephan Sterns. Right. And his mother, in a interview on YouTube, you know, when she was on camera, said, how dare people judge her faith? And then there she sits judging the former friend's faith, saying, well, I don't think they're looking to him, meaning God, for any redemption, any forgiveness. For what? Like, oh my word, like it's so hypocritical, holy crap. And just so belittling to everyone except Stephan Sterns. Everybody's an idiot. Everybody is scum, looking to make a buck off of her son. Everybody has the mental capacity of a 3-year-old. Everybody has got just no moral compass, integrity, but yet Stephan Sterns is just fine, right? He's a very clever boy. He's got a high IQ. And he's completely innocent of this, and it should be somebody else sitting there like, what the hell, oh my word. I understand that sometimes it could be difficult. One could be in denial. One could try to process all this, but this is beyond that a little bit now. It's like, sure, this is very hectic. As I said, they did an interview later in September of 2024, and there they said, especially the dad said, though, that he believes that Sterns acted alone. Okay, so maybe they eventually came to terms with it, but still, this is horrifying to listen to. Misty said, thank you, Grizzly, for all you do. You, the mods, and Grizzly Cat and this community make this the greatest YouTube channel. Thank you so much, and thanks for being a member for 3 months.
You know, back to what I was saying, I was thinking about, you know, how God uses hardship as a vehicle to move people.
Right.
Wait. Now I'm going to have to give you a anger warning, because you're going to get furious when you hear what Stephan Sterns says now.
What it is, you know, even if we're not where we're supposed to be in life, we'll stay there if we're comfortable enough. We want to changes, and so God uses hardship as motivation and a vehicle to move us to where we need to be in life.
You know what he did with me and Dinky?
Yeah.
I remember standing in that pasture over his body, flipping God off and telling him how much I hated him, but that was the reason that I got saved. Because I lost Binky.
Well, you know, all this happened and, you know, passed away, and that immediately brought me back to God. That was the first thing I did, was begged God to take me and spare her.
Okay.
You know, everybody who loves somebody will do that. So
I haven't stopped praying.
No, if you love somebody, you would rather take their pain than have them have it.
Yeah, you know, I would have died for her, but you know, I've told God, you know, I said, I see what you did.
Listen.
You immediately brought me back to you, and that I had strayed for a long time, and you know, message received. You know, my eyes are open. I just wish it didn't have such a high price attached to it.
Now he's blaming God. So, okay, I see what you did there. My eyes are now open. Just wish it didn't have such a high price. Wish I didn't have to strangle a little girl after sexually abusing her for 5 years allegedly. Just so my eyes could be open and I could just like stop straying and stop being so comfortable and just come back to you. Really? Really? That's what he's going to say? And his mother's going to compare it to losing Binky, who I can only assume is a pet. So she lost Binky, and then she was standing over Binky's body in some posture and flipping off guard and saying like all sorts of things, and then saying, well, that's what brought me back to him. You're comparing that to Stephan Sterns murdering a 13-year-old, allegedly murdering? Oh, really? Are you serious right now? I mean, can you, that just makes me incredibly furious. I don't even know, man. I can't even, we're gonna go back just a few seconds and you can hear it one more time. Okay, just listen to this crap right here.
Because I lost Binky.
Well, all this happened and, passed away, and that immediately brought me back to God. That was the first thing I did, was begged God to take me and spare her. And
everybody who loves somebody will do that. So
I haven't stopped praying.
Excuse me, he didn't ever love Madeline Soto. He used her body for about 5 years allegedly and then allegedly murdered her. That's what anyone who would love somebody would do. He didn't love her. This was a child of a single mother. He was dating the mother, yet grooming the child, taking pictures, videos, horrific things that they found on his phone. And he is accused of murdering her, strangling her. No, that's not what you would do when you love somebody. Oh my word. Brenda says, oh my gosh, are these people for real? God will not be mocked. Thank you for being a member for 20 months, Brenda.
No. No, if you love somebody, you would rather take their pain than have them have it.
Yeah. I would have died for her. But, I've told
If you would have died for her, then why did you allegedly murder her?
God, I said, I see what you did. You immediately brought me back to you, and that I had strayed for a long time, and, message received. My eyes are open. I just wish it didn't have such a high price attached to it. And it's just, I don't know.
Sometimes you have to look at why it was taken, and it was her time. God knows.
Yeah, you gotta hold me back from swearing now. It was her time. Yeah. No, it wasn't. Stop saying crap like that. Well, it was her time. No. She just turned 13. She had a whole life ahead of her. She didn't need this guy doing anything to her. It was not her time. I resent that.
He knows what's going to happen to you when you're born. He knows every moment of your life that's coming. So.
Yeah, I know he has a plan, and every day I've been reaffirming to myself and reassuring myself that I have to be patient and maintain my faith, and have faith that he has a plan for me, whatever it may be, that it will be revealed in time, and that all I
hope so.
Is be patient and maintain my faith in him and trust.
Well, you got to trusting. You got to maintain your sanity. You got to maintain your cool. And like Xavier told me, when he was in jail, the only thing that saved him was trying to keep a sense of humor about the situation, even though it was terrible.
Oh, now she's advising her son to keep a sense of humor about the situation of sexually abusing and allegedly murdering a little girl. Saying it was her time. Yeah, no. Bernie said, this guy makes me so nauseous. Me too. He makes me sick. Makes me so angry. And the reason that this case, I think it's so high profile, so huge, is because what a spotlight this has cast on how groomers operate. That it's in plain sight. In hindsight, which is 2020, there were a lot of red flags. And it's just so sad that Madeline Soto is no longer with us. Shame. So I think this case offers a lot of lessons, right? Teresa, welcome. We're almost going to teleport to the member stream. We've just got a little bit more to listen to here.
I don't have much of a sense of humor anymore, to be honest. A very large part of me died when she did.
Well.
I'm not the same person anymore, and I don't think I ever will be. There's some wounds that just don't ever heal.
Well, I'm assuming that they are treating you for PTSD because you found the body, not to mention everything else that went along with that.
Excuse me. You want Stephan Sterns to be treated for PTSD because he found the body? Are you kidding me? I don't even know. I'm speechless. This is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Monica B, thank you so much. I mean, you heard that. You heard it. Listen again.
And like Xavier told me, when he was in jail, the only thing that saved him was trying to keep a sense of humor about the situation, even though it was terrible.
I don't have much of a sense of humor anymore, to be honest. A very large part of me died when she did.
Well,
I'm not the same person anymore, and I don't think I ever will be. There's some wounds that just don't ever heal.
well, I'm assuming that they are treating you for PTSD because you found the body, not to mention everything else that went along with that.
No, not treating me for anything except my blood pressure.
Found the body? You mean carried Madeline Soto's body out of the house as well? Drove around with Madeline Soto's 13-year-old deceased body for 2 hours, moved her body into the trunk, and then disposed of her body, chucking on the side of the road in bamboo. Right. Shame, guys. He needs help for PTSD because he found the body. I mean, what about all the other stuff? Because a lot already started coming out around that time. What about all the other stuff? Tina Williams says found the body. I know. Just think about all the others. There were so many documents already out then. Body cam, things were starting to come out. I don't think we had the police video interviews yet, but what? PTSD because you found the body. No, he's accused of murdering Madeline Soto, strangling Madeline Soto. There's also his DNA on Madeline Soto's breast area. That's sickening. And I haven't gone over that because for me, it makes me really uncomfortable. It's really graphic. I know it's true crime, but still. When I just think about the victim, but the like DNA evidence, like blood evidence under her fingernails, on her neck, and elsewhere below the waist. Yeah, it's very sinister. But like, shame everyone. He needs to be treated for PTSD because he found the body. Like, what about everything else he did after that? What about the 5 years before that? How about that? Wellness, TY said, do his parents know all he did? Well, at this point, he was charged with everything, and so much came out. So many documents, so many things, right? So I don't know. And they watch all these YouTube channels, so I don't know.
Well, they need to do the PTSD because you're not sleeping.
Well, it's just, I keep telling myself that I have to maintain my faith. Without faith and trust in God, I have nothing, and therefore I'm keeping that,
Well, just remember that not everybody knows who God is, and not everybody who's walking around is not a demon. Some are demons.
Yeah, there's all these demons out there with IQs of a freaking 3-year-old, all these wads of bubblegum. All these people are just so sick, except this clever little boy sitting there. My word. By the way, tell me in chat, I know there's a lot of people here. Sorry, mods, but tell me in chat if you want to listen to one more call. I had one more planned for today because there's 14 calls in total if we count in the one that we had before. And so there was one more which should take about 15 minutes, which is from June 2nd. So tell me if you want to hear one more or should we leave it for another day?
I keep telling God that I trust you and I have faith in you. Please deliver me from this. Please deliver me from the people who are trying to destroy me. And I just want to see my parents again.
Well, we'd like to see you too. It's been awfully quiet without you.
I just want to
How can you say that with the dogs?
What?
I asked your mother, I said, how can she say it's been quiet with the dogs?
Yeah. Well, relatively, I guess. But,
Well, yeah, I mean, nobody to say, hey, are you making ramen?
Now listen to how he speaks about Madeline Soto. Are you ready?
yeah. that ramen was a big hit, even with. I used to remember she would have such a mischievous little evil smile on her face when I made a fresh bowl of ramen, and she'd try a bite and then steal the rest of the bowl and walk away while staring evil looks and smiles at me.
Ha ha ha, talking about a child with evil looks and smiles. Freaking weird way to talk about a child. I'm just saying, if it's like, wow, she was really grinning at me, she had a naughty face, or she really used to like stealing the ramen from me. I mean, that's one thing, but the way he says it isn't like that. The tone is different. And even if the tone was endearing, it's absolutely sickening based on what they've accused him of doing for at least 5 years to her, since she was 8 years old. So, let alone accused of murdering her. So he should not be talking about her at all, let alone reminiscing about having ramen noodles that he used to make, that she used to love, and then she used to give him evil looks and smiles like, woot. Mallory Beaver said, I've been lurking, Grizzlies, but I'm here raging. Stephan Sterns and his mom are trash. I'm revolted. Don't worry, Maddie, the Grizzlies are with you. Yeah, we are Team Maddie all the way. Okay, so anytime that we snark, because I know there's going to be some people, someone's going to email, I'm so disappointed in you, Grizzly. Why are you snarking at these parents? What they're saying is pretty snark-worthy, number one. Secondly, we team Madeline Soto all the way. And anytime that anyone's going to minimize what this guy is accused of doing to her, no, I'm going to snark. I don't care. I'm going to snark. Don't.
I missed that.
No. She was a very special child, and I wish this had not happened that way, and I wish a lot of things had not happened the way they happened, and you know what I'm talking about?
Yep, me too.
So I don't understand that. I don't think there's ever anything that anybody could say to me that would make me understand that. So I'm not even going to go further than that into it, but just know that I don't care what you did. There is nothing that would make me hate you. There is nothing that would make me turn my back on you.
Well, I appreciate that, Mom. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome, sweetheart.
And, I just going up for visits and bringing new snacks or new treats for her to try, or showing her new video games or card games and things like that. I miss that.
Oh, you got the 1 minute notice.
Yeah, there it is again. Well, I'll try to call back in another 15 minutes, but you know the deal. If you don't hear from me then, I'll try to call back in the next few days.
Okay, we'll catch up to you then.
Love you,
All
honey.
right. I love you too, and I'll try again in 15 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay, now this call from June 1st of 2024, we've already listened to. It's on the playlist. It was 2 live streams ago. This is the 3rd one we're doing about the jail calls, okay? So you can listen to that one. This is when he talks about finding Madeline Soto, saying that her lips were blue and her face was pale, and he found her in the state she was in. Like, oh my word. So you got to go see that. I've already snarked about that. I'm going to skip now quickly because most of you said yes. I actually didn't see anyone say no in chat. So let's go to June 2nd of 2024. It's at this point, it's a 15-minute call. This one.
You may begin speaking.
Hey, is this okay to call you now?
Yeah, I just finished up with some customers, so good timing.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I was worried that you'd probably, because I know the weekends are busy for you. But we had a little under an hour before the phone system turns off.
What time does it turn off?
4:30 until 7:30.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I got time.
Okay. So I just used the commissary kiosk, and I looked into the reading glasses. They're $11.50 a piece. And they start at 1.25 and step up in quarter increments all the way up to 2.5.
Yeah.
I just want to clear it up again. Karen says, I think after this call, they had no contact with him since. That is not true. I get his jail records every month, and I show it in this live stream. I'll make sure to timestamp it later. That I showed the jail records that I recently got that show that they are very much still in contact with him, sending him packages and all of that. Now, I don't know if they've been calling him. Maybe they knew these calls are recorded and they're all going to come out. So I don't know if they're calling him. Or I don't know if they're emailing him, because it takes time for things like this to become public record. And just know we only have 14 calls in total so far, and they're all dated from May and June of 2024. So I'd like to know, what about July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March? I want those, and I will regularly be requesting those, as well as the jail records that I request just about every month. But they are still in contact with him. They have not written him off. They have not stopped contact with him. They're still sending him things, and obviously they know what to send him, so I would speculate they are very much still talking to him.
What do you think? 1-5?
1-5. I guess I could start with that.
Yeah. Do you get a chance to try? I guess you don't get a chance to try tomorrow, right?
No.
Okay. Well, let's go for one. Let's try 1-5.
Okay. We'll try 1-5. I'll make that on my next order. I'll need some money in the account, Bill, if you want to put some in today.
Yeah, I'll give myself a reminder and make sure I do that.
I could just hear the dad is aware that Stephan Sterns is just milking them. Every time that Stephan Sterns talks to his parents, he's like, "Commissary, can you top up the commissary though?" He just asks it in such a grifty way, just like, "Hey parents, so what's up? What's happening with you? Can you top up the commissary though?" I don't think the dad is loving it anymore, but yet, as I say, present day, up to 12th of March of 2025, they are still sending him spicy peanuts, spicy refried beans, books, boxers, thermal tops, things like that. We've gone over that list before. We even went over a little bit today. Okay, so I'll timestamp it for you if you missed it at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah, because I did make an order, but there's no money in the account, so the money won't pull out until tomorrow morning. So as long as you put some in tonight, it'll be fine.
All right. Let me make myself an alarm.
Okay. I got myself some more coffees, a couple more sleeves of saltines, and some more root beer barrels. And I got myself a little treat. I got myself a little box of fruit punch beverage mix.
So you guys think I'm joking when I talk about his root beer barrels, which later became an unauthorized item. I don't know why. We were talking about it. We were snarking about it. The next minute I saw the jail records, they say unauthorized item would be the root beer barrels. So I don't know why, but his parents are now sending him root beer barrels and candy, things like that. The things he likes the most, okay? But you heard him say root beer barrels, saltine, crackers, pickles, even got himself a little bit of fruit punch as a treat.
Okay.
And on my next order, I will get some reading glasses and see how that goes for me. Can't believe I'm already looking into reading glasses. I feel like an old man.
Oh, you're getting old. Hey, question.
Yes.
When you left town to go to Kissimmee, what time did you leave?
Big sigh. Get ready for a lie, everybody. Okay, let's start lying. I really like how the dad interrogates him in between all the small talk, like, cool, reading glasses, huh? Nice. Okay, commissary, I'll do that for you. Now, hey, question. Let's talk about the timeline, son. I do like that. I think the dad is trying to extract information from him in every call. I do like that. Okay. Vanessa said, thanks, Grizzly, for your relentless work. Thank you so much.
It's in the afternoon. It was a Sunday
Well, like 4 o'clock?
Yeah, maybe 4 or 5 o'clock-ish, something like that.
Could have been later, 6 o'clock?
Maybe. I don't think I got to Kissimmee until around 8:30-ish.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That sound about right?
I was curious as to...
It's like, does that sound about right? No, it doesn't. Because you told the police in initial interviews and the body cam, oh, you think you got there on Saturday night, the 24th of Feb? Maybe it was Sunday night. Yeah. And Madeline Soto said, I think he got here on Saturday or Sunday morning. And then later they're like, oh yeah, he got there at like 8:45 on Sunday night. But his dad initially said in interviews that we listened to, initial jail calls and emails and things, that Stephan Sterns has left their house in Northport, Florida, where they live like 10 minutes away from the laundries, okay, and they do not want to be compared to them, and I don't think these jail calls are helping. I think comparisons will be made either way, oh dear. So, okay. they said that he left on Sunday morning to go to Kissimmee. And I've always asked myself, what the hell did he do all day? Because he supposedly he didn't go to Madeline Soto's party because he wasn't invited. Her grandmother and aunt and them really didn't like him. So he was not invited to the birthday party. So what did he do all day? Where did he drive around? What did he do? Now his dad's like, hey, what time did you leave? 4 o'clock? 6 o'clock? He's like, yeah, I probably got there around, 8:30. It is about a 3-hour drive, so interesting. Stephan's like, let's talk about the timeline, son. So cool. Reading glasses, pickles, a little bit of fruit punch. Timeline, bro. Let's talk about that. Going back to the Sunday in question.
I don't know if I said goodbye to you when you left. You said something about when I get back we would go shooting, so I guess we're not going to do that now.
Yeah, believe me, I'd love to go shoot. Sorry we didn't get to do that.
There's a lot of things I'm not going to be doing.
Yeah.
I don't think they do pizza in prison.
No, that's one thing I'm not going to get. Or Taco Bell, or, I always said that life isn't so bad as long as you still have pizza and tacos. I don't have those.
Oh, they're opening up a Del Taco in Port Charlotte.
Oh, wow. Damn. I missed that.
Yeah, I think they're opening it up down the street from Arby's.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, I saw that and thought of you right away.
Yeah, well, it's right that you should, because that definitely would have been exciting news for me.
Yep. I just feel so sad sometimes.
Me too.
Yep. A lot of people getting the backlash from this. People will care anyway.
Yeah, and pray to God.
A lot of hurt going around everywhere.
Yep. My biggest regrets is that I've been so cavalier and so careless with the people that cared about me and that relied on me to be better than I was.
Yep.
That's one of my biggest and deepest regrets.
Yep. Unfortunately, there's no backspace, delete, and do over it. We're past that.
Yeah. Well, I just keep praying to God to deliver me from this and give me a chance to do it right.
That's a big if.
Yeah, no, it's a big ask.
It's a big if.
I told him even if I'm not worthy of it now, that I'll work my best to become worthy of it.
Yeah.
And I hope that you guys.
Well, the murder charge.
Listen.
The murder charge aside, I mean, you're pretty much fucked on the other side.
See, I give the dad some credit because one, he is definitely in between all the small talk. He's quiet, he listens, and then he interrogates his ass. Okay, and now also he just tells him, well, I don't know if he actually did he say it now? I don't know. I'm looking at the chat and listening, and I've listened to all these calls, right? But at some point there, he talks about Stephan Sterns talks about his last meal that he's going to order when he's on death row. My word. And then he's like, pizza, and I'm going to order this and this. He's like, yeah, you're probably not going to get that pizza. No Little Caesars for you. You're probably going to get a frozen pizza. Just dishing him like some reality, And then he's like, now, no matter how you look at it, you're effed. Like his dad will just tell him straight, like, oh, okay. Remember yesterday? Also, we heard some jail calls where the dad's like, okay. So listen to this quickly here. Listen how the dad says it.
Than I was.
Yep.
One of my biggest and deepest regrets.
Yep. Unfortunately, there's no backspace, delete, and do over it. We're past that.
Yeah. Well, I just keep praying to God to deliver me from this and give me a chance to do it right.
That's a big if.
Yeah, no, it's a big ask, and I told him even if I'm not worthy of it now, that I'll work my best to become worthy of it.
Yeah.
And I hope that you guys.
Well, the murder charge. the murder charge aside, I mean, you're pretty much fucked on the other side.
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially. Your dad just said it like it is.
Yeah.
I don't want to confirm or deny anything one way or the other. I'm trying to hold on to hope as best as I can and see how the cards fall out here.
Yeah.
He wants to see how the cards fall out here at the expense of Madeline Soto's family, who are going to be put through these trials and hear and see horrific things that Stephan Sterns could have spared them from if he just pleads guilty. Just own up to what you did, plead guilty, and go away forever, right? JPL said, this is a great crime crew. Mrs. G is the GOAT. Thank you so much.
Sorry.
Yep. Anyway, follow up on where your mail order is? Is that a possibility?
When I talked
Case that for Ben?
when I spoke to the mental health director, she said that she would check with the mailroom, but in case that she forgot to do that, which is likely that she did forget, that you guys could also call the mailroom and check in with them and say, hey, we're trying to send our son some books from the outside. What's the deal with that?
Oh, okay. All right. Then I'll follow up on Monday.
Yeah, so if you guys get a hold of the mailroom, you should be able to look into that and see what's what.
Okay.
I forgot to mention that last time, I'm sorry.
No problem.
But anyway.
So, well, this is a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to make sure that I called you before the phone system turned off and hoped that I caught you at a good time.
Yep. Yep.
Sitting in an open house.
You did. I just finished up with some people.
We have about 7 minutes to go, so we'll be a little late for our members-only stream. If you are a member, we're going to teleport directly after this to a members-only stream and continue the snark. Court Lurker said, is his parents paying for the lawyer? No. He's got public defenders from the last time that we checked.
Are you showing houses or sitting at an open house?
No, I was just showing some homes.
Okay. So you're going back into the general side of things?
That's all I'm doing.
Well, I mean, I guess with the way the market is going down there, I guess general is not such a bad thing right now, huh?
Oh, much better. You're not stuck trying to sell a single product. You've got the whole market available to yourself.
Remember, his dad works in real estate, but it's just amazing how Stephan Sterns is like trying to make small talk about what the market is doing, where he was literally like a failure to launch son. He was spineless, didn't really want to work. His dad said he really tried to help him. In fact, he moved out of Jen Soto's house because he was supposedly going to go back home, and then his dad was going to help him get a job, but it didn't really work out. But it's because Stephan Sterns was so freaking lazy. Didn't want to be an adult, didn't want to work. So to now small talk with the dad about like, how's the market going, and try to sound all like you ever worked in your life really, besides at Disney a little bit. That must be really annoying, actually. Lindsay Martin said, I think the dad stays quiet just for the mom, but he knows how terrible he is and knows what's going to happen. I think so too, actually.
Yeah.
You get to control the narrative.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, I imagine that probably is a good deal right now, especially with the way, it's heating up down there, so.
Yep.
Wish I could be there to help you out.
Well, me too, but can't dwell on that. We got to figure out what kind of path we can carve out it for you in the future.
Yep.
Maybe God has a plan for you.
Maybe I won't spend the rest of my natural life in these places, and if so,
maybe you will.
I need to have some sort of plan together.
Yep.
Some sort of resource to fall back on.
Listen now, how he's going to grift off his parents. Just like, I need some kind of resource to fall back on in case I, don't spend the rest of my natural life in prison here. Well, he's in jail now. He's innocent until proven guilty. He's got 2 trials coming up. But if he goes to prison, he's like, yep, gonna have to. Maybe if I get out, I'm going to have something to fall back on.
Smart guy. You articulate well. You get passionate about something. maybe God has a plan for you.
Maybe. If I get to be free again, and I've been thinking about that, obviously job prospects are going to be difficult to come by. I might need some sort of resources to help me get back on my feet immediately until I can work out the income situation.
That was literally his problem his whole life. He's 37 years old and he was leeching off Jen Soto and his mommy. So now it's like, if I ever get out of here, it's going to be, job prospects are going to be hard. I'm going to need some support for that, just to get me back on my feet. That's what he literally told his parents his whole life. He never got on his feet. Never, ever did he get on his feet.
Yeah. Don't know what that would be, but because
maybe
we may be gone by the time you get out.
I know. I don't know if there's any way we might be able to set up some sort of trust fund or something.
Holy crap, his dad says we might be gone by the time you could get out, which I don't think you'll ever get out. But like the insensitivity of this freaking maggot boy, Stephan Sterns, is like, maybe we could set up a trust fund or something. I want your money. That's all he wants. He only wants his parents' money. I don't even think he really cares about talking to them. I think he wants their money. He's always like, oh, so what's happening with you? Small talk, top up my commissary. That's when you can see, you can hear the real Stephan show himself, because his voice changes. He goes so cold, just like, so top that up and I need to get myself some more treats, and yeah, okay. Okay, thank you. Now, if you guys kick the bucket, just leave your trust fund, put a trust fund there for me, okay? That is so insensitive based on what the conversation is about. It's a very heavy conversation. They're talking about losing their son. They're talking about passing away, thinking, holy crap, no one's there to take care of our son. He's literally going to be likely in prison for the rest of his life and facing the death penalty. And he's like, could you leave me a trust fund, though?
I don't know. I don't know how that would work out, but maybe some sort of plan could be gotten together, but that's all conjecture until we know what's going to be what here.
Yep.
So.
Well, once we figure out what's what, then we can figure out what to do in the future.
Yeah. And,
yeah.
Did you manage to find my watch?
No, not yet.
Okay, you probably haven't looked for it yet.
Well, if it's in the storage stuff, I'm not tearing that stuff apart, because you can imagine I had to cram.
See, if it's in the storage stuff, I'm not tearing this stuff apart. The dad's probably like, I don't know what the hell's in it. Son, based on what you charged with. But he's still going on about this damn watch. He's talking about a watch that he bought with inheritance that he got when his grandfather died. So, hey, parents, when you die, can I have all your money? Also, speaking of which, when my grandpa died, I got money from him and I bought myself a cool watch. It was an Omega. Can you please look for it? Thanks, because I want more commissary money.
In my room.
Well, we've been through the boxes and there wasn't in your room.
But you didn't look inside the mouse droid popcorn receptacle?
We went through everything.
So
and I can tell you it wasn't there.
So it wasn't in the mouse droid popcorn bucket?
Nope.
Nope.
Damn, where is that watch?
Yeah, damn. Probably pawned it off. Meaning
it's got to be in
Stephan.
there somewhere. I mean, it wouldn't be anywhere else. I would have brought it with me.
Well, I can tell you that we went through everything, fine-tooth comb, and not there.
Yeah.
What do you think that watch is worth?
At least in the condition that it's in right now, I mean, it needs servicing. It's probably overdue for service, but $1,200, a couple thousand maybe more.
Yeah.
If you find these certificates of everything that are in the stores, my Omega box is in there somewhere. That will help.
I think you're on target with the first number, because Omegas don't get the value that Rolexes do.
Well, probably.
Listen to what Stephan Sterns says next.
So.
Rolexes do retain their value a lot better.
Yeah.
But I wasn't thinking about that. I just wanted something that was different and not a Rolex. Any a-hole with money goes and gets a Rolex. Doesn't require any taste or any knowledge.
Sure, snark it up about your deceased grandfather who had a Rolex that the parents are looking for. It meant a lot to Deborah Sterns. Like, where's my dad's Rolex? They think Stephan stole it, and he's like, I didn't have it. You probably did, and you probably pawned it off, and that's probably how you, I don't know what, bought snacks for a few months of your life, you know what I mean? So they're still looking for the Rolex. In the meantime, so it's as if the speculation would be that he sold his grandfather's Rolex and that he also probably pawned off the Omega that he bought with the inheritance money after his grandfather died. And now he's literally going to be like, I have taste. I have taste in watches. Any a-hole with money can buy a Rolex. Okay, says the literal leech who doesn't want to work.
I like the fact that Grandpa had an Omega as well.
But where's Grandpa's Rolex?
I don't know. It seemed appropriate using his inheritance to buy the same kind of watch that he would have had.
But he had a Rolex.
You can't do what?
I said it seemed appropriate to use his inheritance to buy the same kind of watch that he would have had. Made me feel a little more connected to him, I guess.
Yeah, I don't even remember what his watch looked like. I know he wasn't wearing it towards the end. He was wearing some Timex, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had it to do over, though, I might have got something like a Rolex or maybe a Sage LeCoultre.
If you had a do-over, you'd get a Rolex, but you just said any a-hole with money could get a Rolex. Like, what a dumbass. What a dumbass.
Submariners are always nice and
Well, there's a lot of Rolexes out there, that's for sure.
Yep, there are. You don't see many JLCs, though. That's a little more of a offbeat brand. But, or maybe I would have even gotten a ball. That would have been cheaper than the Omega. A lot more robust. Oh, well. That's things I'd probably do differently. But,
Probably, huh?
I just wish I...
Most things I'd probably do differently. How about all things? Everything.
I'd been more careful with the people that I loved.
Well, maybe you'll get a second chance at that, but
I'm really hoping that
you got a big hill to climb up, that's for sure.
Yep, I know it's very thin chances, but I hope that you and Mom will pray for me to get that second chance. For God to hear my prayers in regards to that, to deliver me from this situation and from the people that are wanting to destroy me. Do whatever it takes to be worthy of that. Live in a more upright and virtuous way.
We got a minute remaining.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, if you want, I can try to call you again tonight. Otherwise, I can call you back in a couple days.
Whatever you want, we're available.
Okay, well, I'll try again tonight, but if you don't hear from me, then expect me within the next few days or so. Okay?
Okay, sounds good.
And don't forget to put some money into the commissary tonight so that the order will go through tomorrow.
You just knew he's going to slip that in. Okay, cool. So if you don't hear from me in the next few days, all right, don't worry, I'll call you sometime. But just don't forget money in the commissary. Just top up the commissary. Okay, thanks. Yeah, this conversation was cute, but just top up that commissary because I'm going to need my coffee and my pickles, and I'm going to need some saltine crackers and some sardines and my root beer barrels and just candy. Yeah, just top that up for me, will you?
I set an alarm.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I love you very much, Dad.
Love you too. Take care.
Give my love to Mom.
I will.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, everyone, that's about all we can handle for the day, all right? My word, oh my word. Like, sure. For me now, it's 20 to 11 at night. I still feel like I'm gonna drag Mr. Grizzly out for a night walk. I need to pace this and just like, but first we'll have a members only stream. Right now, let's go vent over there because sometimes that helps us just cope with all of this. Okay, so I'm putting the link in the chat. You'll also be teleported there. Thank you so much to all of you who came here to watch these calls with me and listen to them with me. I can't do it without you. I've had to look at a lot of these files and things without you, you know, but I really like listening to them with you. We need to do this together because it's so infuriating. We still have more calls to go over. Let me just quickly check my list. Hold on one second. Some of them are a little bit more boring than these. These were the most interesting ones that I found, but we've gone over ones from the 13th of May that was released last year, then the 26th of May that we've done a live stream on that. Today we did 2 from the 1st of June, and yesterday or the day before we did one from the 1st of June as well, and we did one from the 2nd of June of 2024 today. So what we have, there's 3 calls from June 7th, 1 call from June 15th, and 3 from June 16th that are left. So we'll meet again. I think tomorrow we got to talk about some Idaho stuff though, because that is also like, oh my word. So make sure if you are following that case as well, that you're there for the live stream tomorrow. In the meantime, let's go and vent on a members only stream. I'm going to put the link in chat one more time. Thank you, mods. Thank you, everyone. And I'll see you all again very soon. Stay safe, and may there be, and I believe there will be, justice for Madeline Soto.